Today is January 15th, 2014, and we are recorded live in front of a virtual and a very live studio audience today. We're coming to you from all over Full Sail University campus in sunny Winter Park, Florida. It's the Media Communications BS Hour. Woo! Applause, sound effects. Yeah, that's us right there. What a good example of the BS that we're going to have this hour together. That's the Bachelor of Science of Media Communications at Full Sail University. And as always, Media Communications BS Hour, don't let the name fool you. It'll probably be more like 50 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. Well, everybody that's anybody is here with us in the virtual studio audience at least, and I'd love to get a chance to hear from the amazing faculty from the MCBS program. And let's start in-house. Everybody that's far over here in Building 5. Let's start with Pete in the back corner. How you doing, Pete?
Jason, it is awesome to be here. And once again, just how cool is this with everyone spread out all over the place, and yet we come to this virtual kind of living room to hang out. It's so cool, and I'm just so happy to be part of it. And so hello, everybody, and I'm going to pass it on to my good buddy, Robert.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Welcome, everyone, to the Media Communications BS Hour. Looking forward to all the interesting topics we got to cover today. With that, I'm going to pass that back to Jason so he can do his thing to the other building.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for. Let's send it over to Building 4, where we have more people than I could even begin to name. I'll just let them run down the list themselves.
This is true. I'll start off. This is Janelle Ferrer, Course Director for Project Management, and I'm here with a big group of admissions. You guys,
wow!
It's a good group. Good stuff. So I'm going to pass it over to Phyllis.
Hey, it's Phyllis. I'm here today. I'm teaching the video class, and hopefully my students are out in the virtual audience, and hope you enjoy the show today.
Hey, this is Kathy, and I am super proud that we had real applause on our show tonight. Today. So I want to thank the admissions people ahead of time for that. And you've got a recording now, Jason, so I expect to be using that in the future.
I'm out of a job.
Yeah, goodbye, Robert, our audio engineer. But anyway, it's great to be here. I'm really excited to be with the admissions people, which we'll talk more about in a little bit. We also have... introduce you guys. We also have Renee Otero in the house, and we have Shannon Gillette in the house, but they are not mic'd up, so I'm going to say hello for them. We also have a couple of students with us, which they're the stars of our admissions day, so we're glad to have them as well. We have Ivan and Arius with us.
Excellent, excellent.
There you go. They really are here, see?
And as if that's not enough, as if being spread over that much real estate isn't enough, we also have people over here in Building 5 attending a class right now with Emily and Isabel. How's it going over there?
That's right. Glad we can finally represent and get on the mic here. Boy, we are having an adventure here in Full Sail 5. Hello to all the admissions folks. Isabel and I were there with you. You might have seen us dip out of the room mid-presentation. That was because we teach class today. So we are here with a group of wonderful campus students. We've got 4 students in the house. We've got Kevin and and Lena and Sandra. But we also have 2 dogs that we found on 436 in heavy traffic on the drive over here. We literally had to pull off the side of the road, run into the middle of the road, and scoop up these 2 little dogs.
No way.
And so we're all sitting over here. Everybody's behaved, but if you hear barking or panting, it is not the students. And yeah, we're happy to be here.
Well, that's great to know. Absolutely. So glad that you guys risk your lives for a couple of little dogs. That shows what giant hearts you both have. Go dogs. Well, that takes us out of introductions and into our segment called Media in the News, where media appears in the news because, well, they go together so well. And here's a great example of that. We've got a wrap up from Reddit for the 2013 year. Reddit is a giant social news aggregation hub. And if you're a student, we talk about it in some of the classes. It's a great place to go and get seen by a lot of people. It's also a great place to go and invest some time and make sure that you're up to date on the latest trends, internet news, and memes. It gets a lot of traffic, but honestly, until you see the numbers, you don't realize how much traffic. Reddit, on its last blog post of last year, unveiled some astounding numbers. My favorite, and it's at the top of their list, 56 billion page views. I mean, come on. That's astounding. 731 million unique visitors. That's larger than the population of the U.S. by 2. So if we've got Redditors out there in the audience and you spend your time on Reddit, and that's probably why your homework comes in at the last minute, we've got an amazing, amazing amount of data here that you can sift through to find out how powerful Reddit actually is. It's a great community to learn about. It's a great community to become a part of. And as I always talk about in class, it's also a great community to remain anonymous in because they can get a little vicious, and it's so much easier to go and be a part of that community without them knowing how to track you down and send you 5 million pizzas, which they've been known to do before. So, if you haven't been to reddit.com, head there now, but leave a trail of breadcrumbs so you know how to get out eventually. And that brings us to our next media in the news segment, and I'm really hoping I can get some clarification here. We looked it up on Yahoo Answers, and I think everybody that's a regular listener knows that I'm not very good at this part of the entertainment industry, but that lady, I know it's Scarlett. Now the debate, is it Johansson or Johansson? Because I'm Scandinavian myself.
I've looked this up, Jason. I actually have some data here.
Oh, good.
We've done some intense research in the research and media communications class, and we found that the Americanized version of her last name, she's actually Danish in terms of the Johansson name, but they pronounce it with a J sound. That's the Americanized version, but it can be pronounced with the Y, like Johansson, but most Americans polled pronounce it Johansson. So that's what we found in media research. There you go.
Wow, and that's the kind of research that we do with our students in this program. We dig deep and we find out what
hard news.
Yeah. So just for the record, though, when I go to Denmark, I'll call her Scarlett Johansson when she and I are hanging out. Is that right?
There you go. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Well, there's this movie coming out, and a few people have been lucky enough to see it on early release copies that go out to the award show people, award show judges, and there's some people I'm sure that have managed to acquire some illegal copies of this. But this is the movie that's coming out that stars Scarlett Johansson's voice. She plays the part of a Siri-type character, a artificial intelligence that you interact with through your technology. And we all know of somebody else in our real life that's like that, who I mentioned a moment ago, Siri. And I'm not going to get into the movie. I'm not going to get too much further into how you pronounce Scarlett's last name. I just wanted to point out this interesting thing that's been buzzing around, and that's how much Suri does not appreciate being compared to the fictional character her. If you've muted yourself and you're listening live, feel free to do this. Whip your phone out if you have an iPhone, hold the little button down, and ask Suri if she is her from the movie. Suri, are you her? And you'll get some very interesting responses, and here's a few of them. If you're watching the visuals, you'll be able to see. Suri, are you her? No, I don't spend much time with purely fictional characters. That's pretty snarky. Suri, are you her? No, her portrayal of an intelligent agent is beyond artificial. That was pretty good. And finally, one of my absolute favorites, Suri, are you her? No, in my opinion, she gives artificial intelligence a bad name.
Jason, she just contradicted herself with me. She put no, but some of my best friends are fictional.
Oh, Suri, get your act together.
I'm telling you.
Do you think we'll have an option in the near future to have Scarlett Johansson be the voice of our iPhones? Because that's an option I would click.
I don't know if we can afford that app.
Right. Well, there we go. A little bit of movie and a little bit of lightheartedness before we talk about something that is dumbfoundingly stupid and hurtful, and I can't believe somebody did it. We're bringing back, in fact, this was so egregious, we're bringing back a segment that we haven't used in months. Media fail.
Woohoo! Yay! Media fail.
Yep.
It's been a while. I don't even remember it.
I know. Well, it might have been before your time. It was also called Media Failing Forward, which we'll get to in another couple slides. But somebody here has made a horrible mistake. The woman that you see here isn't the only one. I also forgot to write her name down. I'm pretty sure that it's Justine Sacco, S-A-C-C-O. We'll see for sure in a second when I fast forward. But look at her. She looks like a regular human being, a regular person just taking a selfie with her square glasses and her OK Cupid hoodie and posting it on social media. The woman that you're looking at right there worked for a PR firm, a very high-level person. And you'd think if you work at a public relations firm, you know how this game works. You'll see on the next slide, and I'll read it for you if you're listening to the audio podcast, you'll see that she doesn't seem to know how it works. This is what she tweeted out to her less than 200 followers back around December 19th. Justine Sacco, quote, "Going to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding.
Wow.
I'm white."
Whoa.
Now,
She needs to take our public relations class, Jason.
no, she's not allowed. She can go somewhere else. We're exclusive here. We don't take just anybody, and she's not allowed.
You know, I've got the admissions people here. Let's give them a second to memorize her name so that if she ever calls in, we'll know. Our
first official blackball. No, Justine, you can't. It's too late for you. Now, this is such an interesting story, and I want you to visualize it with me. I can't use my hands in front of you and make the little airplane I do with my hands. So picture me using my hand to make an airplane, and picture me using it to pantomime her plane taking off from the U.S., North America, getting ready to hop over the Atlantic and go to Africa. This genius tweets this garbage out to her 200 or so people, turns her phone off, and the plane is in the air. Now, she did not have Wi-Fi on the plane, because if she had, she would have seen that almost immediately, and you can probably guess why, this didn't go over well. Even with her just minor 200 people that followed her, she was under the mistaken impression, somebody who probably doesn't tweet enough to know any better, those aren't the only 200 people that are going to see it. It takes one retweet to go everywhere. It takes one curious person to go find you and read your tweet history. Well, she tweeted this garbage, plane takes off, she's out over the Atlantic, and it blows up. There are people everywhere bashing her, retweeting, saying, "Can you believe this?" It's outlandish, not only what she said, but that she was in the air for, 12 hours, unable to delete it. Normally, if you make a mistake, you go, "Oh, I can't believe I said that," and you go delete it, and hopefully nobody took a screenshot. In fact, as an aside, Steve Martin made a very similar mistake, although not as jerky, made a very similar mistake on that same day, but nobody talked about it because he wasn't in the middle of the air over the Atlantic without Wi-Fi, and he was able to go, "Oops, delete. I apologize, everybody. No, I'm not kidding. I really apologize. I'm Steve Martin. You love me." Justine had no hope at all, because for 12 hours, this kept rotating and boiling and just getting all over the place, and everybody was talking about it. And there are some great examples of people that took advantage of this mistake in the right way. And here's one of them, one of my favorites. It was tweeted out by a company called GoGo, and GoGo's job is to provide Wi-Fi on flights so that you aren't out of contact with the rest of the internet for so long. GoGo says, next time you plan to tweet something stupid before you take off, make sure you're getting on a @GoGo flight. CC @Justine Sacco.
That's awesome.
That's a major media strategy going on there by GoGo.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
They jumped on it immediately. And because so many people were watching this trend, this Justine Sacco trend, they were also getting everything in the feed that related to it, including this message.
Wow.
I love my aside, so I'll indulge myself and give you another one. As an aside, GoGo, about 5 days later, apologized for even getting involved in this. They said, we don't agree with what she did. We think what she did was wrong. We think Wi-Fi in the air is great, but we try to distance ourselves from things as unsavory as this. So even though they nailed it as far as timing goes and they were successful, they still wanted to make the point that that's not their style. And I appreciate that and applaud them for having those kind of standards. However, I think one of the most silvery linings from this entire tale was the fundraising effort that came from it. Somebody created a website called JustineSacco.com. They just went and bought that domain name because apparently she didn't own it. And they turned it into an aggregating site that brings all these different Aid for Africa nonprofit organizations and charities together. And so there was this huge move. Can you picture her now? She's only like halfway across the Atlantic Ocean. She's probably eating some peanuts. The guy next to her's got his head on her and he's drooling a little bit. And she's just skating away like nothing's wrong, wondering what garbage she's going to tweet when she lands. And while that's happening, all of this is mobilized, including a way to raise money to fight the very thing she was flippantly mocking in her tweet. Let me tell you how successful this was, in fact. This page, which had so much traffic and so many donations made, isn't it neat how they're not donations for Justine. They're not donations in support of her. They're donations in spite of her. Like, hey, I so don't agree with you that I'm giving money to the people you insulted. And so many people did that this Aid for Africa page crashed. Now, if you go to a page that's 1 day old that's asking for money and it's not up, you might think, well, this isn't legitimate. So from out of nowhere, Anonymous, if you're not familiar with the hacktivist group Anonymous, they're very well known and incredibly well respected and very above board by a lot. They're considered that, at least by a lot of people. And they came out and tweeted themselves and said, hey guys, this site is legitimate. Please hang on, come back in 10 minutes. You'll still get a chance to donate money and show your, disappointment in what Justine said. So they got support from a group that really doesn't come out and support people very often. They bill themselves as the protector of the underdog. So what a great way for them to come out and legitimize something that people might not have thought was legitimate. All of this occurring. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jason. How did they get their message out? Yeah. If they're I know they're kind of an incognito sort of.
Oh
group.
yeah.
How did they get their message out?
They have a Twitter account that's followed by everybody. It's
great.
Yeah, they just use their legitimacy, their actual Twitter account, and said, this is the fact. This is the case. And nobody in their right mind would hack their Twitter account, so it's them. So now I'm using my hand again, except this time it's pointing down and the plane's getting ready to land. And at this point, there's even a hashtag trending, when does Justine land? When does Justine land? She's been in the air for so long and everybody's excited. Some of the memes that you saw floating around, one of them was somebody saying, you don't simply insult a country and then land there. They had a great picture of The Simpsons where everybody has their pitchforks and their torches out. And when she landed, everybody expected like apologies and I'm sorry and I can't believe this happened. But what they got was dead air. And every one of her social media accounts disappeared. It was long past deleting a tweet time for her. She, and this is what her solution was, killed her Twitter account, killed her Facebook account, killed her Pinterest, killed her Instagram, shut down everything. And that wasn't enough. She still got fired a day later. So I guess there's justice in the world. But if there's a lesson to learn from this, you can always fail as long as you fail forward. Don't be Justine is the best I got for you. There's some failing forward. Insane. Anybody follow this at all?
That's right. Yeah. Janelle's talking about the power of social media.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'll do wonders for you or it'll bury you. Well, I see what's up next. I haven't even pushed the button, but I'm already excited. It's Kathy's Corner. I love the spinning cube of Kathy.
I don't know if Jason really is excited about Kathy's Corner because of what I'm going to say, or he just likes seeing me spin around like that in space. So, but for whatever reason, I get to keep coming back. I'm excited and glad. I'm really happy to be here today because we have, as Jason was saying, we are broadcasting. Well, no, we're not broadcasting, I suppose, but we are located. We're coming to you from Building 4 on campus at Full Sail, and we have a room full of admissions reps. So, hey, let's hear it. Yeah, so see, they really are here, and so we're excited. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. So this week we're working with all of the different admissions teams. If you guys don't already know, there are admissions teams for military, for international students, for campus students, for online students. There's online guides, there's campus guides for admissions. Am I getting all of them pretty much? Okay. And so we just are using this time to invite them to actually participate live in the show. Now, I will tell you that they don't each have computers, so they won't be able to, unless they want to run up here and say something on the mic, which would be great if anybody wants to. But
they're not moving.
Yeah, so far no movement yet. But but we're glad to have them because we wanted to show them the radio show, and perhaps they might think about, sending prospective students here where they could get to know the faculty, some of the other students. They could ask questions about the program. They can also just kind of learn about what we teach just through the content. For example, the story we just heard has a lot to do with media strategy gone bad, media strategy doing well, and it has a lot to do with all of the different aspects of media that you need to understand to be able to do, to fail forward, I should say, do the good stuff. We don't teach you to do the Africa tweet that she did at all, but we teach you why that doesn't work. We teach you strategy. We teach you all of that sort of thing. So we are really glad to have the admissions teams here. And you guys are from campus, online? Okay, we have online folks here. And we also have, as I said, Arius and Ivan in the house, who are two of our students. And so we, yeah, Pete, Pete, you're getting called down for your Darth Vader breathing. But
I'll qualify it later.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But anyway, I just want to let everybody know we're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Janelle's been doing a lot of facilitating of that, and we had admissions teams looking into finding transmedia examples, and students helping them with that, and faculty helping them with that, and all kinds of good stuff. So really one of my absolute favorite groups to meet with are the admissions teams, and so we're having fun having them in the house today. So just want to let you know, publicly say how much we appreciate them. And students, if you have any, you guys have a lot of expertise in this, because imagine if you had to know a little bit about, or a lot about, say 40 different programs at Full Sail, and somebody calls you and you need to be able to talk about that, or you need to be able to help a student figure out which one will most take them on the road to their dream. So it's a lot of information they need. So we want to support them by giving that information. So if you guys have any questions for our students, then we'll be sure to put it in the chat window. But you students are the ones who probably can help answer a lot of their questions. So anyway, it's just been a great admissions week. That's the bottom line. Oh yeah, here in for those of you listening to the audio podcast, we're looking at a picture of our session yesterday, where we have faculty members and admissions people all interacting together, doing an activity together. Here's a student of ours, Juliana, who's a campus student. She's talking with an admissions person, answering her questions, helping her find some transmedia examples. More students, the student on the far end there, Clayson in the striped shirt, he's a campus student. And then we have Shannon, who's a faculty, and an admissions person in the middle. And so here we have more of the same. There's students and faculty and admissions folks all mixing it up, and all to help the students find their dreams, to connect with the right dream for them. So thanks guys, thanks all you students, thanks all you wonderful faculty, thanks admissions folks. Do you have any more pictures, Jason?
No, I just had those 4 that I ran through in all of 12 seconds. I was so enthralled by what you were saying, I forgot there were images to go with it, so I was just sitting there.
Yeah, it was a really great day. So, and I think we've got students coming to our admissions presentation tomorrow too. So, all kinds of good stuff happening. But we love admissions. We're gonna get bumper stickers made. We heart admissions.
Well then, thank you to admissions. Thank you to everybody that's involved with that for sure. And thank you, Kathy, for Kathy's Corner.
My pleasure.
All right. This is exciting. This brings us to another exciting, not as exciting as Kathy's Corner, mind you, but another exciting segment within the show that pales in comparison to Kathy's Corner. This is I Can't Believe It's Someone's Job. And today we're going to look at a viral video that exploded as of last night. I want you to check out the view count. And we're going to talk about this because the video that's on here might not be visible to people listening to the audio podcast. But if you can see the view count, just watch it. This video was put together, and you can see as you watch through that the people that put it together were basically creating a prank in New York City. It involves a baby carriage and a psychotic devil baby and some incredibly horribly realistic robotics. If you want to watch this at home with the audio intact, I highly recommend you just go Google devil baby and it'll pop right up for you. But at this point, based on the numbers we've seen today, you'll just have to click on Facebook and probably 8 of your friends have posted it because it seems to be growing that quickly. But what you've got is a baby in a carriage that's crying that people can't see, that people walk up to see if they can help the abandoned baby and instead are treated to the devil baby. It's pretty much horrible. And now this is a classic viral video tactic. The prank viral, that guy's awesome. The prank viral video is a huge hit with a lot of different marketing groups. LG loves them. With LG, we got to see the elevator where the floor falls away and people think they're standing on nothing. Right? LG was also known for the asteroid landing during the job interview. Yeah.
Oh, this is so funny. I'm sorry.
No, that's what's supposed to happen.
It's working, Jason. It's working.
Oh, that's so funny and gross.
I captured these little blips yesterday at in the evening. It was dark outside when I did this, and it shows down here. You can see, I hope, the 638,000 views. Well, I showed it in class this morning with my students, and when we watched it this morning, it was at 4.2 million. So it had grown 4 million, essentially 4 million views overnight. And the amazing thing is that it's grown since then. Would somebody out there in the
They say
Virtual
over 8
world?
million already.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, which like Jason, and last hour ago when we were in the other admission session, we were looking at it was 6.1.
Mm-hmm.
This is explosive. If you've ever, this is viral video happening right now, from 600,000 to over 8 million views in less than 12 hours.
24 hours. Yeah.
Holy cow! Holy cow!
Jason,
Now,
I'm
if-
going to go out on a limb and
Okay.
say that this is going to make the finals in December.
Well, I'm interested to see, how big it does eventually get, because it's gonna get huge. Now, I stopped the clips at a very intricate place, and I wanted you to be able to see, because right now it just seems like a prank video, but I want you to watch the last few seconds. See, at this point, we've suddenly turned it into a movie trailer, and it turns out the movie Devil's Due is coming out this Friday. And you know who knows that? More than 8 million people who just watched this in the last 18 hours or so. 8 million people.
And I've never heard of this movie at all before, at all.
Me neither.
Let me ask the admissions people. Raise your hand if you heard of this movie before you saw. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a room full of people, we have probably, 25-ish people in here. So like 5 people have heard of Devil's Due before this video came out, before the viral video came out.
Well, and to be fair, admissions people love horror movies more than most people. I'm pretty sure that's the
Well,
case.
that's still a fairly small percentage.
Yeah, I'm astounded. So kudos to that. Kudos to this group. So that's somebody's job. Somebody's job was come up with a way to make it so everybody is talking about this movie right before it releases in the theaters. And I would just have to say job well done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Some more amazing media strategy going on right there.
Amazing. And I'm looking forward to hitting that button in the morning when I wake up and looking at what the number is then, because let's take a guess. Let's see who's right. Who wants to guess?
Let's do a pool.
Okay.
How many tomorrow morning? What time? Give us a time, Jason.
I'm going to sleep in. Let's make it 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, Renee's saying 320 million. Anybody else want to? There'd be big prizes in this.
Well, from the media research position, all you
Yeah.
have to do is add up how many have changed over that the period from when Jason was looking at this, and it was 638 to Kathy. I forget what you had said.
It was 6.5 million about an hour ago.
Yeah, so you just take the hour if you really want to win the prize. I'm
Yeah,
just
so
throwing that out to my media research students.
Well, if you really want to win the prize, you need to be in a media communications program and take the media research class.
There you go. Well said, Kathy.
So, anybody want to throw out a guess for tomorrow morning? 20 million. Okay, we've got 20 million. We've got a 300 million or 600 million. We have 320 million. All right, we'll see. Okay, we got a 9 billion.
9 billion.
From Lisa Smith.
You know, that makes it sound like over there a lot of people should take the media research class.
I think they should.
Well, that completes the I can't believe this is someone's job and takes us to one of the most excitable segments of the entire show. I'm wondering if anybody can guess what it is.
I'm so excited, so hurry up.
I'm feeling a hashtag coming on.
Oh, you know it.
You can actually see me do it.
Hashtag be social media savvy with Janelle.
Woohoo!
I'm so excited. Okay, so for 2014, I want to talk all in January about different things that we could do for social media in 2014. So I found this 30-day blog challenge that, I guess they're on blogging tip number 14, but you can take this challenge and start blogging about anything that you want. It doesn't even have to be with them. It's just, I think you could do it into WordPress or whatever you like to use for blogging. I think it's a fun way to challenge yourself to actually write. Considering I have 7 blogs and I've only updated one of them since November of last year, I probably should do this with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because it just takes so much time, but I think it would be cool to challenge yourself. So another one I found, if you want to hit the next one, this one is becoming really, really popular, and I think it just started this month. Give it 100. Maybe, I think it started January 1st of this year or maybe late December. But basically, people have been signing up and it says, what will you do for 100 days? So I wanted to like my sisters, which I'll talk about in a minute, but it won't let me until I sign up. And when you sign up, it says, I'm Janelle and I'm blank for 100 days. And the default, it says that I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do for 100 days. And then you basically do 10-second videos every day. So if you go to the next screen, it's kind of cool. Some people want to touch their toes. This guy, Nathan, he wants to make stuff. So every single day you're supposed to post your 10-second video of what you're supposed to do for 100 consecutive days. Now, this was actually this one lady who said that she wants to lose weight and love herself more. She kind of became the viral sensation for Give It 100 because what's her name from that Biggest Loser, that Julian, I think, the trainer?
Jillian.
Yeah. So she posted this to Jillian, and she posted it and said that she thought that it was awesome about what this lady was doing, and so she's been losing weight. I mean, 100 days, there's not a drastic change with her, but it's great that she's actually committed. So she's actually extended her project, because after you finish the 100 days, you have the opportunity of being able to go for 365 if you want to. So it's just a really cool way to do things. My sister's the one that showed it to me, and if you go to the next one, she decided to do, I wanted to feature her because she's so cute. She's doing 100 days of different hairstyles. And so she has actually a Pinterest board based on all these different hairstyles that she can do. So this one that's showing right now, I actually saw her that day that she did it, and I was like, so cute. I totally wanted to try it. But I was like, just move your ponytail sideways, and there's another hairstyle. And so her husband decided to launch with, I'm going to try to touch my toes in 100 days. After day 3, he stopped. So there's always that. You can, and then they say if you're going to skip a day, you can post a video that says video fail, or like, didn't do it today, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. So it's just a cool way to encourage you to try something new. So I told Lisa that I was going to try my whistling skills. So I'm not going to try it. But anyways, I'm annoyed.
Oh, you have to.
Wait, who wants to hear her?
No, I can't.
Come on.
I try the same thing. It's the Peter Pan whistle, and I'm just so not good. Okay, so yeah. I suck in too much air. And this sister, she said, don't whistle around me, you're piercing. So unless she's like, put down the window, and that way the sound can go out. But
I felt like I was about to fly to Neverland myself.
So I've been trying, but I'm not going to annoy people by doing that. But I have been thinking about what would I want to do for 100 days. I just don't feel like doing a video every day. But this is a cool way to start your new year. If you haven't done anything, there's always time to start. So this was my hashtag Be Social Media Savvy with Janelle session. Yay!
Woohoo!
I'm done.
Wow. All right.
Man.
I think she should go out of that segment every week with the whistle, and we can see progression.
Right.
I do this all the time to everybody around me, though. I feel like I annoy everybody.
And that concludes. So
That's it.
Lock it in. Robert, you really have nothing left to do. We've now locked Janelle's audio in. Sorry.
Everything.
Well, thank you very much, Janelle, and good luck to anybody that tries to do anything for 100 days. You can't help but get better and better and better. And speaking of better and better and better, have we already reached it? It is time. It's tool time with Pete.
Yay!
Yay! We're all very excited.
Thank you to all 3 of my fans. Mom.
Oh, your mom's not here.
Oh, goodness. Janelle, your whistling had a little bit of a breathy quality to it.
I know, and not in a good way either.
No moving in on my territory.
Now I've really lost.
I could do jingle bells.
Now I've really lost all.
Oh, I love
So
it.
Pete, now I really lost all my importance within this program. So now I've been replaced.
Yeah, it did. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we're batting clean up here, and so we're at that time of the week. Yeah, tool time. So go ahead, Jason. Let's fire away live from the Tool Time Institute. Look at that.
Hey.
Well, this week, you know how we always try to spice it up a little bit. So this week is sort of a Where's Waldo-ish theme, and I called it Where's Digo. As we go through these courses in MCBS, and we're talking to people, and I always ask the question, hey, have you guys been to the GoGo page? And some say, oh yeah, I've sort of been there, but it's not quite the reaction I was hoping for, because there is, have you guys been to the GoGo page? There's so much cool stuff up there. So I want to do a shout out this week to our wonderful GoGo page, which is out there. And so first of all, I was doing some snooping around looking for stuff on GoGo, and so I went to some of the other courses and was sort of looking through things. And gaming and transmedia storytelling has some really cool stuff on alternate reality games, and there was a really cool article I checked out on that. And Janelle's has such a funny little, these little, what are those guys called? The little Lego guys?
Legos.
Yeah, little Lego guys on leadership styles, and I was sort of, chuckling at that. And then in graphic design, we do this whole thing on infographics, and so there's some great information on how to go ahead, what makes a good infographic. And so there's that kind of stuff, and kept on looking for GoGo on there through all this, and then 36 digital storytelling sites and apps. I mean, if there's a thread that runs through a lot of what we do in MCBS, we tell a story. And so what a great, I've had some fun just reading through that, and just love that. I love the visual there too as well, and that was in New Media Tools. And then in the aesthetics, I found a ton of public domain pictures that were placed there by Lisa in the aesthetics course. So yeah, lots of very, very cool stuff. And so if we click ahead, basically when you get there, there's all sorts of things to tell you kind of what's going on. And there's the tags that we put on everything, and all the tags are basically, that's how you kind of search for things and find where they're located. So it's sort of like metadata around all the content that's there. And then the size, there's like a tag cloud, so the size of the lettering means, hey, these guys are really putting a lot of stuff up there, because it goes by quantity. And so you can look in there and not only find topics, but you can also find out which, who's starting to really, put a lot of stuff in there. So if you're in aesthetics, for example, which is in this shot, AET, pretty big letters. So there's a lot of cool stuff to look for. So it's a very cool visual. So you can quickly look and say, hey, where's the lion's share of a lot of this stuff, and start there. And then, as I said, everything's tagged. So whether you want to know what does the fox say, or what does the analysis say, it's there. There's tons of great articles and links to videos and very, very cool stuff. So this week on Tool Time, we are shouting out to GoGo and just encouraging all of our amazing students to go take a look-see. Check it out and see what's in there. Have any of you guys been going in there and looking through? If I can see it maybe in the chat. Arias just said, looking, are we talking about something? What are we talking about in the chat?
What does the fox say? That's all
Oh, cool. Okay, see, so there you go. I got something viral going already just from talking about our GoGo site. It doesn't, GoGo has its look. I mean, it's a free app, so it's not going to have tons and tons of amazing visuals, but don't let that fool you. It's a great repository of some amazing stuff. So that we put in there, that a lot of the course directors have put there, and then maybe some students, if you guys are finding stuff and say, hey, could this make the GoGo site? Yeah, absolutely. So there's fonts up there. There's lots of, last night I got a request from our Portfolio 2 class to go ahead and start putting information on how to make a great portfolio. So we could throw that in there too. So that's our big repository, and hope you guys will check out and take advantage of it. So as we move ahead, what's that?
I love that you talked about GoGo, because I was actually talking about that yesterday with my online class, because I think a lot of students miss out on that, and it's such a great, valuable resource. So kudos to you for all of that too. That's awesome.
Well, if you just go to GoGo.com and put /user/MCBS FS as in Full Sail, there you go. You will arrive at your destination. And so our last screen, Jason, right? We always go out with, oh wait, I did have one more here. There's over 152 links in there currently. And who knows how many there'll be by the end of the year. Maybe we'll do a revisit to DGO before the year's out and see what happened in DGO over the year.
Let's poll the audience.
152 links.
What do you guys think in the audience? How many links do you think there'll be there?
Oh, how many? We get to do that again?
Yeah.
20 million, yeah.
9 billion.
Wow, Arius is really going to be working in DGO.
Arius, yeah. So, of course, we always have our final screen, and I'm saying today, hey, go digging in DGO. Yeah, go get it, guys. And so it was great to share that with you all today. Hope you'll take advantage of it.
Nice
So
job.
long from Tool Time.
Excellent. Excellent. Go DGO or go home. Kick butt, Pete. That was awesome. Awesome. Well, if you haven't dug into DGO, it is time. And if you haven't figured it out yet, we're wrapping this puppy up. Not the puppies that are over with Emily and Isabel and the students in Building 5. I'm talking about this radio show right here. We're going to be back with you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. I know that seems like it's a long time away, but if you go take a lot of naps, it'll be here before you know it. We appreciate every one of you for showing up. We love having you here. And Janelle?
Boom. We're out.
Yeah.
Love
Boom.
the tune, yeah. Way to go, Robert. Woo.
Hey, he can keep his job.
Hey, this is Kathy. Normally I stick around and talk to students and answer questions, whatever, but this time you're going to be on a speaker so everyone to hear you. So you know what? Let's do it next week, just in case you don't want that experience. And so if you need something immediately, email me at kcraven@fullsail.com. But otherwise, I'll hang out after the show next week. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye, guys.